Hero bans are not a silver bullet solution to making the meta move. If the problem we are trying to solve is that the meta needs to change more, hero bans might actually make the problem worse, not better. We do have a solution in mind, an actual system that we will talk about in next week's dev update, but it is not hero bans. Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. Now, if you guys watched the last video I uploaded in the early hours of the morning, if you guys are in the UK or in Europe, or I believe it was somewhere in the afternoon in the US, around about 5, 6, wherever you are in the US, I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. But basically, the last video on the channel was Jeff's response to the whole hero ban situation. Again, it was a very detailed post. As I said in that video, I literally jumped out of bed, and I just produced the video. It was great and it was fine. We needed to make it because it clarified a lot of stuff that the community was speculating about. And this is Jeff straight up saying, look, there are no bans coming to the game, not right now. Anyway, however, this post is really interesting because it's got a lot of information in it, which we can kind of use to, again, speculate to see what's potentially coming in the dev update, which is literally next week, which is going to be massive and huge. So that quote I just read off to you guys there, I think is a huge one because it says bans are not coming, but there is a system coming, and this system will make the meta change faster. And the big question is, what the hell could that system be? What could they do? Because there is one thing Blizzard will not do, and that is restrict the use of heroes. Jeff says throughout this post, they don't want to ban heroes simply because banning a hero means you're taking a hero away from the enemy team. And is that the way Overwatch should be played? And the devs don't think so. Because that's not, I mean, in Overwatch, you could just pick a hero to counter in theory. Of course, the problem is when heroes become so powerful that they just get played all of the time. We go back to the idea of value, don't we? That's what I like to talk about. When you look at the perceived value you get from a certain hero selection, over time, it becomes clear that, yes, this hero A is way more effective than hero B, so you don't see hero B. And then, of course, the community start attacking players that play hero B because they're not playing hero A. So it is a very complex sort of situation. Yeah, but the thing here is an actual system that will make the meta move faster. So it's not going to be hero rotations because people have been throwing this idea around. So, or maybe the seasons will be like, you can only play these heroes. That's not going to happen. It would force the meta to change. Bans would force the meta to change, but they're saying they're not going to do that. I think this could be a system of potentially putting the PTR into the arcade in a way. So we get to see changes the devs are making on the live game, and then we can test them, and then the devs get more quality information they can then use to make better informed decisions potentially. Now, it might not be that, but I think that's kind of where my money is for it, because I can't really think of anything else. I mean, I've been sitting here for hours trying to come up with ideas. You know, will it be a map ban system? Maybe. But they've already kind of done that because we've got certain maps that get played in certain seasons. Maps are not every map's there now. You know, I would love to not play 2CP ever again in my Overwatch life. I literally hate that game. I think it is one of the worst game modes that's ever been put into anything because it's so frustrating. So much focus on team play when your team doesn't play together. The team just implodes really quickly, and it's massively frustrating. So if you could say to me, yes, Di, you can now just decide to play King of the Hill, I'd just play that, and I'd play Hybrid, and I'd play Payload. I would never play 2CP. But again, that's not Blizzard's philosophy. And would that change the meta? There was the idea of potentially a map editor being thrown around. Again, that wouldn't really change the meta, and I don't think that's something the game really needs. What the game needs is changes to hero strength. Now, if they've got a system to do that, it's going to be interesting to see how they implement that. Like, what are they going to do? Could we have, like, themed competitive leagues? Again, I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's just way out there. Could we maybe see a tournament system? This is another thing which I think is a low-key sort of sleeper idea, in which if there was an inbuilt tournament system in Overwatch where you could play and you could form teams and play together, then I think it wouldn't be as bad when it comes to meta and diversity of heroes selected. Because if you were playing with people that maybe you could say, these are the heroes that I play, with a profile update, which again, this is kind of where I'm hedging my bets a little bit on. So what I can see in my head is almost like, you know, you imagine a Hearthstone card, right? And you can have 3 of them on your profile page. So it says, okay, Stylos is DPS here on Port Pie. He wants to play Soldier, McCree, or Hanzo. They're his heroes. Well, actually, it would be Soldier, McCree, and Tracer on that account, I'd say. That's what he wants to play, right? So my team can see that, and then maybe my team go, okay, we know this guy's good on Tracer, we know he's good on McCree, but he can't play Hanzo or he can't play Doomfist. So we're not going to shout at him to play those heroes because that's what we've got in our team. Maybe that creates more diversity. One of the issues Overwatch has always had is this chronic lack of quality information. You often don't know why you lose, so you blame it on the meta. You blame it on your teammates. You don't know why you've lost. I've got gold medals, but you could have gold medals, but your team is performing so poorly, that's why you've got gold medals. I mean, if you're after the first round of a King of the Hill and you've got 4 limbs and you've got gold, well, that's bad. That's like really bad. That means the enemy team have destroyed you. But why? You'd look at your stats and go, well, hang on, I'm doing my job. What are my team doing? They're clearly not doing what they need to do. So I'm playing fine. But really, maybe you should change your hero to open up other opportunities. It's very complicated. So just to recap this here, because I have sort of rambled a bit there, because there's so many ideas that I've got literally wrote down in front of me here in a notepad file. It's like, could it be a tournament system? Could it be a way of providing better information to your fellow teammates? So showing them what your preferred heroes are. Could it be a hero rotation system? I don't think so. I really don't think it's that. Map editors, no, I don't think that solves it. Even like a map ban system, again, I don't think that solves it. So I'm kind of hovering around the idea of it's a tournament system, or it's potentially a... I mean, I think a tournament system might be a bit too much to ask for, or it could just straight up be a better way of displaying information so your team can see what's going on, and you won't just flame the guy because, oh, look, this guy, all they do is play these certain heroes. Maybe you can play around it. But again, that still relies on teammates working together. And we do know that from the previous post Jeff made, they did make comments towards maybe Overwatch should be a bit more FPS-y and there should be less focus on teamwork and maybe more focus on sort of individual play. But I don't see how that could change with one patch. I also want to touch on this, what Jeff said, because again, this is such brilliant insight into what's going on. As a team, we agree and we understand that players want the meta to be more fluid and move more frequently. Even though the vast majority of players only experience the meta through Overwatch League, feedback from grandmasters, streamers, and YouTubers, we get that the perception of a stale meta is not good for the game. We absolutely have plans to help move the meta more, and we'll be talking about these in an upcoming developer update. We get it, we agree. Make the meta move faster, okay. So you get an air of frustration in that comment there off Jeff's. You know, look, obviously annoyed that when you look around at Overwatch content, you see people moaning about the meta. You see this all the time. However, what I would say about Overwatch is that it is chronically slow at updating the meta when it needs to. When you look at Overwatch League, there was massive problems with the same meta over and over again. Now, granted, you can go and play whatever hero you want. I'll tell you guys right now, I have got Soldier to GM this season. Soldier's not meta. Is he? I don't think he is. But is he? Does it matter? Because it's quick play. Well, no, sorry, it's not quick play. It may as well be quick play, but it's competitive. And this is what I'm saying. There will be opportunities where you can do cheesy stuff. I mean, for Soldier, all you need to do is flank. Literally flank. Same as McCree, although it's a bit more dangerous than McCree because you don't have the movement speed and you don't have the survivability. Tracer, just go and flank, right? Literally flank over and over and over again. You'll find gaps, you'll do damage, you'll go through the ranks. So meta, in that respect, is a load of shit, basically, because you can play whatever you like, and provided you do something, which means you'll win more often, then you'll probably go up in rank. So the meta doesn't matter in that sense. The problem we've got is when you start looking at content creators, you start looking at Overwatch League, and I think Overwatch League is the big one here. If it's the same comp every single match, it looks really bad. It's like, what's going on, guys? We had GOATs for way too long at that level. Again, that should have been changed, and Blizzard could have changed it. They did try, but it didn't work. Now, okay, we can't come out and say, look, Blizzard should have got it right the first time around. Maybe that's asking a bit too much, but then again, is it? I don't know. So this paragraph of Jeff is really interesting to me because I think the perception of a stale meta is not good for the game, and that's exactly what Jeff said. It's not, because people feel like, oh, these heroes are still the same. You know, I can't play my hero. This is crap, blah, blah, blah. I honestly think, though, that right now, the meta, I think it's 1.44 we're on right now, the patch. I think it's okay. A lot of heroes are viable. Yes, there are still strong heroes. If you were to ask me what is the meta comp, I would say, yeah, it is Orisa, it is Sigma, it is Mei, it is either Reaper or Doomfist or Hanzo, and it is definitely Batiste, and then you could kind of throw in like the other support. Kind of depends on what the other team's doing. Some situations you can use a Zen, some situations use a Moira, some you might use a Lucio. You know, that's kind of what's going on. That is the meta comp. That's not to say, though, that you could play McCree instead of Doomfist and be really good in that comp, or you could play Reinhardt instead of Orisa and it would still be fine. There still is that leeway, but the problem is when it stays stale for so long, I think it's an issue. I think this is more of a larger issue as well, with players getting burnt out on things remaining the same for a shorter period of time. And I think as this is a bit, I don't know whether this is a bit out there, guys, but you're gonna have to bear with me on this. But I think as time goes on, more games are out there to play. Everything is fighting for our attention, and if it is the same thing for even in extreme cases for a couple of weeks, it can feel like this is going nowhere. Let's change it. Let's make a change. This could indicate that that's what Blizzard are about to do, start throwing out loads of changes. Now, will this be good for the game? Will it be bad for the game? Well, it'll be good for content creators. It'll probably be good for the game as well, because if content creators are talking about different stuff other than like, oh my god, the meta is so bad, or what is going on here, this hero's busted, it's broken, then I think that helps in the long term. The question is, will that retain people's attention span? I don't know. Like, it is a very difficult thing trying to balance this game and trying to make it more enjoyable. And that's like an entire other debate in itself, the whole idea of balance of Overwatch. Are the devs potentially trying to balance the game too well? Maybe the game doesn't need balance, as mad as that sounds. Maybe it just needs loads of changes coming in super frequently, which throws the whole thing into disarray, and then we start seeing crazy comps and all of that stuff. I mean, throughout this post, Jeff does say that, yeah, you know, Overwatch, this is a competitive game. It's a PvP game. It's a game where, you know, you need to get good. It's a game where you're supposed to swap your hero to counter what the enemy are doing. You can't just keep playing, you know, the enemy's got Pharah. You're not just going to keep playing May and Reaper into the Pharah if it's a pharmacy combo and it's like farming your team. If you do that, then you lose. But that's where the frustration of Overwatch comes from, because the rest of the players on the team will be like, guys, why are you not changing to counter the enemy? And they're like, we're not changing. They get aggressive, and it's not great. Maybe that gets solved, though, with a nice card system which shows you what heroes you like to play. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is this idea of speeding up matches. I think, again, this is a hugely, like, influential comment here, because this shows you what the devs are working on. They don't like the length of Overwatch matches, and they want to make them quicker. So I'm going to read a portion of this off. So here we go, guys. There are a few other reasons we're reluctant to pursue hero bans at this time. We've been really pushing for faster match times. There's a lot going on under the hood on this one. Our philosophy is the game is better if you have quicker matches. The sting of defeat is much less if the match took less time. Now, you know what? That is super cool, because what they can track is if you've had a long game, do you disconnect? Do you stay connected to Overwatch? And I bet you it shows you almost certainly after a long match that results in a defeat, players just close the client. And I'm pretty sure that one of the highest rated things across the entire gaming industry, especially when it comes to games as a live service, is keeping you connected to the game. And I think that is one of the biggest things that causes you to stop playing Overwatch. And you know what? It's totally true, isn't it? The video I made last night talking about this post, I think I referenced the Volskaya game I had where it was 5-6 and I lost. What do you think I did after that? I quit Overwatch. I turned it off. I'm not going to go into another game. You know, this was like a 30-minute long match, which was a defeat. I don't want that. That's just terrible. You know, I'm like, this is crap. Get me out of here. So all of this is interesting stuff, guys. Now, the fact is, we will get a dev update next week. I don't know when this dev update will come out on. Probably Tuesday, let's say. Maybe it comes out on a Thursday. We're not sure. It could come out on a Monday again. We're not sure. What this will do, though, almost certainly will update something on the PTR, especially if Jeff is talking about a new system. Now, they've either got this system ready to go on PTR, or it just straight away comes to live, which I'd be really shocked if that happened. Or it's Jeff giving us a bit of a roadmap style update saying, look, these are the systems we're working on, and they'll be coming out shortly. The fact remains, though, guys, it is a fairly interesting time here for Overwatch. I honestly feel that comp right now isn't that bad. A quick play, again, is pretty much like comp, I suppose, so it's still not that bad. It's not like the super cheese heroes you can just play, or mega OP heroes. Yeah, there are heroes that are strong, but not heroes that are just destroying the game. But there's obviously a ton of balance issues that need to be addressed. But yeah. All right, guys, I've been Stylosa, and this is Unit Lost. If you guys enjoyed the video, remember, you can subscribe to the channel and click the bell so you can join the beautiful notification squad, and it's going to be wonderful if you do that. And you can follow me on Twitter as well, which is @Stylosa. I'm also @Stylosa on Instagram. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next one. And for that guy who keeps commenting, where's the Toodaloo gone? Well, there it is, just for you. Toodaloo.